Hi, my name's Mark. I'm one of the pastors here at Trillium. In the beginning of the Gospel of Matthew, there's a story of Jesus' birth. It's quite different in some important facets compared to the story in the Gospel of Luke, which is the one I think most people are familiar with. In fact, the story we have today in the culture is more a mashup of the two stories. So the wise men come from the Gospel of Matthew, and the angels and the shepherds in the field come from the Gospel of Luke. In the story of Matthew, it doesn't get told quite as often as Luke because it's just not as developed a story. But there's an important character named Herod. Herod the Great, he was called, King Herod, king of Judea at the time of Jesus' birth. And Herod is actually quite an interesting historical character. He was, if you want to summarize him in one word, he was a survivor. Through the topsy-turvy world of the Roman Empire, through major civil wars, and through all the other kinds of mayhem that went on in the first century, Herod always managed to come out on top. He had this perhaps political instinct, his public affairs instinct, that allowed him to read the situation really well and adapt himself to it. And so he managed to survive some major challenges to his reign. And by the time Jesus is born, he's been on the throne for decades. A hardened survivor, we might call him. So you can imagine someone like Herod, an ultimate realist in life, hearing the news of these magi, these wise men coming from the east, going around Jerusalem asking, where is the newborn king of the Jews to be found? What? What newborn king of the Jews? I'm a king of the Jews. And Herod reacts to that with real caution and calculation. You can't survive through the kinds of things he'd survived through if you're not wise about the world. You know, the problem with someone like Herod, though, is he sees life as basically transactional. And he sees situations often in the frame of problems. He sees the problems of situations. He's got a problem in Jerusalem with these wise guys from the east going around asking the question, where's the newborn king of the Jews to be found? And often problems in life turn into troubles. And troubles can easily become grievances. We can collect grievances because of them. And I don't think Herod's that different from most of us. It's not always a comfortable thought to think about, but I think Herod's just further down the same roadway that most of us have gone ourselves, because do we not see life generally as a series of problems to be dealt with? And do not our problems evolve into troubles? Are not we waylaid down by a series of troubles in life that we have to deal with? And do not our troubles lead to us collecting a series of grievances in life? We go around complaining, criticizing, gossiping about circumstances that we feel that we have no control over or are removed from in our ability to influence them. So I don't think we're that much different from Herod. Herod's got a lot of problems he's gotten through, and he's got a lot of problems in his life, and he's got a big potential problem in this situation of this news of the king of the Jews being born. He gathers all his wise counselors, and he finds out it's in Bethlehem. What's the irony, though, is that what he sees as a problem that's become a trouble for him and probably filled with grievances, here's another upstart trying to take me on, is ultimately framed in a way that's not connected to the truth. Because the birth of this little child in Bethlehem is not a problem to be dealt with. It's not trouble rising on the horizon of his life. It's not something to have grievance against. The birth of the new king of the Jews is actually no threat to Herod at all. It's actually salvation. I mean, in a sense, it's freedom. It's his release from the whole struggle of dealing with problems and troubles and grievances. And I'm thinking for myself, I'm looking for a place in my life that I can know peace, where my problems are resolved and my troubles are gone and I have no grievances against anyone or anything. Bethlehem is only 9 kilometers down the road from Jerusalem, but yet Herod never makes the journey from his throne in Jerusalem to the little stable in Bethlehem. And so often you and I, we don't make the journey either. We don't want to go and find out the truth that our problems have been solved, and that we have waiting for us only the gift of freedom and love.